Welcome to the 12 Days of Whiskey Christmas, where I share whiskey with friends, following the theme of the song, 12 Days of Christmas. Today is day 8, better known as 8 Maids a Milkin'. My guest today is joining me through the magic of the interwebs. I share more back and forth whiskey messages with this friend than anyone else in my life. But besides that, he is a wonderful human being. He's a great husband and father and a true friend. A big welcome to my friend Jay, all the way from North Carolina.
Hello.
If this is your first 12 Days of Whiskey Christmas video, we try our samples blind. That means our guest doesn't know what they are drinking and allows them to rate the whiskey with no bias. I mailed each person two samples marked only with A and B. Before we try each sample, I'm going to ask them to look away while I hold up that bottle or cover their eyes or do something so that you at home know what we're drinking. Hopefully you kept track of your glasses, right, Jay?
I did.
All right, good. Let's get into
Got
that
B on one
first.
side, A on the other. There's
All right,
B,
nice. That's what I did. I
and
have
then
I have
A
my
over here.
bottles over here. I would forget. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's get into sample A. So cover your eyes, look away. There you go. All right, folks at home, this is the first bottle. All right, you can look back now. All right, let's get into it.
Okay. I'm gonna do the Sam Shirey trick here. I'm gonna coat my glass.
Roll your glass, yeah.
Yeah.
I always roll my glass before. That way those sugars hang out there for a few minutes before I get to it. I stole that from somebody. I can't take all the
Well, I
credit.
stole it from you, so
All right, good.
fair enough.
Well,
Ooh.
that's
Ooh.
all right.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. So I have said this in a couple other videos. I don't remember. My brain doesn't work that way. I don't remember what the proofs are of these two. So I know what the bottle is, but I'm somewhat doing this blind with you.
Okay.
So I
I
can't.
mean, it seems boozy, but it's pretty complicated. It
Yeah.
smells. I get a lot of oat, but like it's been in the barrel a while. Oat,
Do you think it's got an older age to it?
maybe.
I don't actually know. So that wasn't a leading question.
I get some like dark, almost burnt sugar in a good way.
Yeah, it absolutely has a dark cherry.
Yeah, cherry.
Yeah.
Is the beer world, they'll say like cherry pit.
Yeah.
But also like maybe a hint of that like dried orange peel that you get, like the spice that you can add to stuff.
Oh, let's go for it.
I'm trying to check the color.
It does have good color. It's got good taste too. I'll say this, I have not had this bottle in a while.
That Kentucky Chew, you gotta.
Yeah, I gotta chew it up in there.
Ooh, ooh. See, I'm getting a little bit of the cherry on the finish too.
Yeah. So
Cherry, almost like cherry pie. You almost get this like pie crust from like a nuttiness and almost a butteriness from the
yeah, that's a great descriptor.
bourbon.
So a lot of times whiskeys for me, bourbons especially, don't always transfer what I'm smelling on the nose to the palate. This is a good balance. A lot of what I smelled, I'm also tasting.
Exactly. Definitely getting the oat on the flavor.
Definitely that cherry too.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm not getting? A lot of the normal caramel and vanilla. Like I'm not getting a lot of that on this.
Yeah, no, I'd say at first I kind of got a little bit of that, but it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's that fruitiness and the toast and like a buttery pie crust.
Yeah, I like that.
Bourbon, but not sweet.
I've said in a couple other of my videos that I'm sometimes easily swayed by people, but by what they say, and then I feel like I find that, but I also appreciate that because then I can look for it.
Yeah.
that's a totally different experience. But
I'm gonna be honest, I smelled this like a long time before we started the video.
yeah,
Just kept smelling it until I was like, oh gosh, I can't smell anything anymore.
this has I've had some whiskeys so far in this series that I expected an awful lot out of the nose and got very little. This is probably one of the best noses of all 12 days. Maybe not the best because I've done a lot, but this is
Yeah,
this is worth nosing.
this smells like a nice bottle.
Yeah.
This ain't no George Dickel
No,
bottom shelf.
this is not Dickel. I will say that for sure. All right. Well, time for glass B.
Oh, okay. Let me close
So
my.
cleanse your palate, and then I will hold this up. All right. Look away, my friend. All right. You're good.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this one.
So we're on to glass bees. Look at these nice little bottles, Sam. You know, you can't see it in the video, but sweet little bottles. I got to get some of these.
Amazon, like $9 for a box of 16 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course it's Amazon.
They come with funnels and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to share the link on it and then
Yeah. There we go.
share it in the video.
See if I can get endorsed. Yeah, it comes with these little
Oh,
funnels.
sweet. Oh, it's like the little flask filler. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think
Okay.
about this one?
Ooh, I'm getting a little leather, like new baseball mitt.
Yeah, I'll say this is not as sweet as this, but this
Oh,
is
the nose.
maybe savory,
Ooh, okay.
like leather, darker.
Corn.
This has, if I would say this was to a fruit, I would say like a dark plum or something.
Yeah. Prune.
Or
I
prune.
get a little corn.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
I've been
definitely has more of an ethanol than the first one.
yeah. Maybe it's I've been dipping into Kristen's mellow corn a little bit. I did I didn't rack my palate before. I mean,
There you go. There you go. I'm
definitely oat, but like fresh cut oat, as
yeah,
opposed to the first, which was like barrel charred old oat. You would smell in like a log cabiny kind of a way, and this is more
yeah,
like fresh cut,
yeah.
splitting firewood kind of note.
Let's try.
It's a little lighter in color though too than the other one, right?
It is. Oh, all right, that's different.
Oh, I didn't do my Kentucky Chew.
Let me get some water. That tastes like
Mm,
that tastes like a crumbly cookie at Christmas.
like a
I don't know what they're called. Like
fruit cakey?
what's that?
Fruit cake?
No,
No?
it's like those white cookies that I think you press them out of like a, I don't know. They're things our
Like a
grandma
sugar cookie?
kinda. Yeah,
Yeah, I get a little bit of this, a little vanilla, like in the sugar cookie,
yeah.
the
What'd you
sweetness.
say, Allie? Spritz for
I get
everyone.
that fresh sugar flavor.
Yes,
Like that when you smell a bag of sugar, that's kind of what it tastes like.
that's a
A
really.
little nuttiness to it.
I love your descriptors because they are. You go to a place that I haven't been, and you are spot on.
It just reminds me from Kristen's baking and the
Yeah,
smell, you know,
yeah.
when she's baking big batches of stuff, you can smell all that, all the ingredients.
It's almost like that cooking butter and sugar in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it also seems a little young,
it
maybe.
does. It does seem young. Yeah,
And that ethanol quality.
Well, let's go back to A. If you still got
Okay.
some in your glass, this has been very helpful to on most of our videos so far. Is that the difference of going back and forth?
Yeah, when I go back to A, I just smell that. Oh, just that toasty barrel. Yeah, it's just a very toasty barrel.
So I'll do an admission here. I'm not going to tell you what this is yet, but I didn't enjoy this bottle when I first opened it.
Is it Sazerac?
No, not like that. No, no, not like that. Um, I didn't enjoy this bottle. Like Sazerac, I got nothing out of Sazerac Rye.
I know, I know.
Um,
We have
this,
this joke because I love that. I love
yeah,
Sazerac. I
yeah,
was like, nah.
yeah. But this just, it was good. It just tasted like bourbon. I was like, oh, all right, it just tastes like bourbon. I have had this since. I had a glass of it, pouring your sample to mail it. And I was like, this is way better. Just like the air after having been opened and allowing itself to breathe a little bit. So I'm a fan. So I've been asking folks, do you have a favorite? And if you don't want to pick one or the other, do you have these that you would drink them situationally?
A is definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
A is, I mean, it's a complex. It's definitely a type of bourbon that I would be greedy with the bottle.
Yeah.
Um, one of those that I want to sit down and have just a good pour of bourbon and I don't know, just not be distracted too much while I drink it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just sit down to have a good glass of bourbon.
Yeah.
Um, and then B, which we were saying kind of feels seems like the younger one, kind of almost will it vibes.
Yeah.
Uh, would be that interesting bourbon when I want to, switch it up.
Yeah. This, I'm still getting just an awful lot of Christmas cookie vibes from this.
From the B,
From B. Yeah.
okay.
A, I would say A is my favorite of these two. If I
We
was,
need to have like a B
I
on
know,
front of
right?
the
I
glass.
should have a thing here. Yeah. So this was a fun matchup to send to you specifically. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you what bottle A is first. And bottle B is a very unique thing that you've never had before because it doesn't exist in the world. I made it. And so I
Oh,
wanted to share bottle B with a friend who would
trickster.
appreciate what has
Tried
happened.
to trick me.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
This is A.
Oh, no way.
Good old Buffalo Trace, my giant bottle that's bigger than my head.
No way.
Yeah, just straight old Buffalo Trace. What's your thoughts now, knowing that that's Buffalo Trace?
I'm gonna stop hating on it. It's not overhyped. It's good stuff.
Well, again, I wanted a bottle. You know, it was kind of hard to find when I got this. Didn't enjoy it. I was like, what the heck is all the hype for? Why is this so?
Right?
It wasn't allocated.
Well, no, it was the hype was when it was the best $20 bottle of bourbon you could buy, hands down, for a long time.
Yeah,
Now it's like what,
yeah.
35? But anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah. Heck, when I bought this one, that's bigger than my head. It was. They didn't even have the regular 750 milliliter bottles. I had to buy a gallon and a half or whatever that is. But yeah, so here, are you ready?
Yeah.
This is bottle B. I'm reaching in two different places because I made a blend. My blend is,
No, why would you do that?
so here's why I did that. Hopefully this box holds. So this is the George T. Stagg
Yeah.
that you have had. You
Yes.
and I have had this and loved it,
It's
right?
fantastic.
Unbelievable bottle. I was down to about where this label is, and I
Uh-huh.
was saving it like a dummy. If you know anything about bourbon, you shouldn't do that. And it
Yeah.
got a little oxidized. Like,
Gotcha.
this is a tall bottle, and I had drank it all the way down to here, and it probably only had a couple ounces in it. Well, benchmark top floor. Benchmark is, if you're watching this and you don't know, benchmark is Buffalo Trace slash Sazerac's entry level line. They have
Use.
about
Yeah.
six things in there. They have a full proof. They have a single barrel. They have a I think it's called 96 or something like that. Top floor is my favorite. They are bottles that are literally at the top floor of the rick house, which is the hottest, highest humidity levels. This bottle is a $17 bottle.
Bang for the buck.
As you know, or maybe you don't know, not you, but the world, Buffalo Trace doesn't have a lot of different mash bills. They just have 3 or 4. So the Blantons that you get is the same mash bill as a regular old Buffalo Trace. All 6 Wellers are the same exact mash bill. They just are different ages and different proofs, right? These 2 are reported to be the exact same mash bill. Yeah.
Oh.
So you
Okay.
have a
I'm picking
secondary.
out what you're laying down.
Yeah. So what you have here is a bottle that you can really probably only ever get on the secondary market,
Right.
and can go for $1,700, right? And then you have a $17 bottle. So what I did was I took my oxidized 2 or 3 ounces. I had a bottle of this that was probably this level, and I poured it into here.
The whole bottle?
Well, no, probably, if this is a new bottle I haven't opened yet, but probably here. So
Okay.
this much.
Okay.
Well, you can see how much. The only thing I've poured out of here is a couple glasses in your sample. So it probably only got to about this full. Okay.
Okay. So it's mostly top floor.
It's mostly top floor with
Okay.
about 2 to 3 ounces of George T. Stagg, but it's George T. Stagg that had oxidized.
Yeah.
So it tasted
All
a
right.
little.
Let me taste it. Let me taste it again.
Yeah, because you've had this George T. Stagg,
And I've had a
prime.
few bottles of top floor as well.
Yeah, but you've had this. You and I shared out of this bottle. We cracked this bottle together, just you and I think Wes was there. Like, we opened this bottle together in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So you know how good it is. To have it with this same mash bill, it's obviously different, right?
Yeah, I mean the top floor I am familiar with. I've had, like I said, quite a few bottles. That and the single barrel, the
The
benchmark
benchmark
single
single barrel.
barrel, it's now a $30 bottle, but when it was like a $21 bottle, I think that was better than the top floor. I think now it's a little overpriced for what it is, but the
So I've never
complexity.
had the single barrel because it was more expensive.
Yeah, that's the single barrel. Try it. If you get a chance, try
Okay.
it. I like I said, when it was 20 something, $22 a bottle or whatever, it was like Buffalo Trace, like we said. It was just like it was amazing because this bottle was only like 20 bucks. Like holy cow.
Sure. Yeah.
But they immediately raised the price to $30.
Well,
And you know,
what?
here in North Carolina, we pay retail.
Yeah, we do in
So,
Ohio too. So
oh,
Ohio's
that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, but Ohio doesn't get what North Carolina gets. So Ohio, they may not get it, but they're able to order it. Ohio is a distribution state where an actual distiller can choose not to distribute to Ohio.
Right.
I personally think that has to do with money, because what
Oh,
isn't,
always.
you
But
know,
I'm going to go back to A again.
yeah. So here's a good
Back to
example.
the Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. So when Russell's 15 was released earlier this year, Ohio got 32 bottles, not cases, bottles of Russell's
Oh,
15 for
wow.
the whole state. And it only went to 5 stores. So they
Nah.
split 32 bottles between 5 stores for the entire state.
It probably never hit the shelf.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. like in North Carolina, what you get a lot um, is you get people who have really good relationships with restaurants. And so
Yes.
it will
Yeah, yeah,
come
yeah,
into
yeah.
North Carolina, but you'll never see it on a shelf, but somebody has it.
Well,
That's the
now they've
crazy.
been doing the lottery here.
Sure. Yep. Yep.
I had the opportunity to go wait in line for it, but it just didn't work out. But there, I hear here in the Asheville area, we're getting more. They're doing more lotteries, and I wish I had the piece of paper to show you. But this last lottery was pretty incredible in terms of BTAC
Nice.
and the Russell's 15. Um, it was just I can't off the top of my head remember. There's a lot of really good sought after stuff on the list.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and like I think you even mentioned you got a bottle of Blanton's at the Tunnel Road ABC, right?
I did right at my birthday too.
Yeah. So Blanton's is not distributed in Ohio at all. Zero
Oh,
bottles.
yeah, I paid retail
You,
for Blanton's.
you
Yes.
cannot buy
I
Blanton's.
made that bottle last like 18 months.
Yeah. Ohio's got this fun, they have a website called OHLQ, Ohio Liquor something. And you can actually pull up an individual store and see their entire stock.
Oh, that's
And
awesome. To
when
save
you
you the
click,
trip.
yeah, so when you click on Blanton's, it's called, we call it the white screen of death. You just scroll
Oh,
down and it says unavailable from supplier. And you
yeah,
know that that means Ohio will never sell that.
yeah.
And
Uh,
so, yeah, it's a frustrating state, even though I should know it from living in North Carolina as long as I did. They're just they're very similar, but they're different, you know.
yeah.
So
Well, speaking of making your own bourbon, like you just did,
yeah.
this is one of our new traditions. It's oh
Okay.
my weird background's gonna mess it up.
Okay.
But
Well,
oh
look
it's
for your
gonna come.
face paint.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So
Okay.
Kristen has been making me cherry bounce. This is year two or three. This is the benchmark foolproof, which
Okay.
is 125 proof.
Okay.
Full bottle of that, a pound of pitted cherries. I would say go tart cherry.
Okay. All right.
3/4 of a cup of sugar. You mix that all into a big jar and you let it sit for ideally like 6 months. This was George Washington's favorite drink, cherry bounce.
That is
And
awesome.
it it's it's a sipper. You can see the color on it. Can you
Yep.
see the
Oh yeah.
color? It's
Yep.
red. It's very
Yeah.
red. And then with the
That's a
sugar and the
benchmark
tart
bottle, right?
cherries, it's definitely a festive thing.
Yeah.
That my wife is amazing that she.
Is that a benchmark bottle that you have it in?
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Yep,
love the I love the
yep,
shape
the
of that
benchmark
bottle.
bottle.
Nice.
And she made this awesome label with a little origami wreath on
Love it.
there because she's
Love it.
incredible. But yeah, I mean it's dangerous. So it's a little sip, and what else is fun is then you save the cherries for your Manhattans or whatever, and
They're
this
infused
was
with
the a foolproof cherry.
yeah.
Oh, try again.
Nice. That'll get you where it hurts.
Don't need more than one of those.
That could not have been better, and I love that we're recording this.
We crap. That's fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of, let's wrap up this video. We can chat afterwards, obviously, but thank you. Much
Yeah,
appreciated. I know the logistics of trying to organize this from, I've got somebody from 5 different states that we've done this, and it's super
herding
exciting to
cats.
spread the love and to have friends that give me enough time to indulge my crazy ideas. Um, Again, you were day 8, 8 bigs of milking. I didn't get super creative with these names. I thought that it would be fun. I was like partridge in a pear tree, wild turkey. Then you find out
Right.
that there's 9 other days or something with birds in them. And I'm like, well, I
You,
don't
you
have.
you you milked that bottle of Stag.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, that's the other thing. Like, the buffalo is in the cow family, and so
Oh, True.
Don't pat me on the back. The creativity here that was not wonderful, but it's the closest thing I could get to something milking. Um, but thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. We'll be
It was
coming down to
fun.
visit
Thank
here in
you.
a month.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, love it. Merry Christmas. Merry
Merry
Christmas to
Christmas.
all of you out there, and share some whiskey with friends.
Absolutely.